Cacho was a character. Amazing surfer, father, businessman, restaurateur up here on the Bukit. In his later years, he had a love of photography, mainly following Taina around. You know, he was so proud of her surfing accomplishments. She surfed for Indonesia. She did very well in many competitions, and he's, you know, her guiding star. Well respected globally too. He lived many years in Hawaii, so there's a lot of crew in Hawaii who love him. Up here on the Bukit, he was probably one of the OGs, you know. He loved surfing Padang, so Padang was like his special place, and he cut his teeth in Puerto Rico, but then at Pipe on the North Shore of Oahu in Hawaii. And so Padang, in a way, was similar to Pipe, and he came here early and fell in love with Padang, G-Land, and Indo, and Bali in particular, and the Bukit. So when he set up here, he had an original restaurant, Sunset Padang, Cacho's, and he would make chimichangas and burritos and nachos and just good after surf eats. And it was kind of like the place to be, you know what I mean? It was kind of like when you surfed, you would stop in at Cacho's and have a feed, then go on your way. So the whole cast of characters in the surf universe would hang out there. God broke the mold after he made Cacho, because Cacho had such a unique perspective of life, of the surf world, but of life in general. And he touched a lot of people's lives in a lot of different ways. And Cacho basically carved his own path. He had trials and tribulations, like many, like all humans. You know, he struggled. His restaurant burnt down. His restaurant down at Padang had a big fire. And we did a big fundraiser. We raised a lot of money, and we helped him rebuild. And he rebuilt bigger and better. And I think he still had that auction donation site open like 8 or 9 years after, still requesting money. I love the way he looked at life, because it's not the way I look at life. And so it's always good to have those friends or those people in your lives who have a different perspective and give you a different perspective. And his whole thing was he didn't move here to get back onto the clock, you know. He moved here to get off the clock, to spend more time in the ocean, to spend more time with his daughter, to spend more time with the people he loved, and that's a lesson for all of us, right? There was a lot of people who rallied around him when he was sick, and Taina, you know, it's a family deal, right? And he fought really hard, you know, he had pretty advanced cancer in multiple parts of his body, so it was a tough battle, but Cacho was always a fighter. He was never one to give up, you know, and he certainly didn't give up with his fight against cancer. You know, and eventually it took him, you know, and there was a lot of people around him giving a lot of support, emotionally, spiritually, financially. You know, we did a couple of fundraisers for him and raised, you know, some good money to help him and his family with their medical bills, and obviously his family was helping greatly as well. But yeah, Cacho was always a fighter, man. And you could see that in his style in the ocean too. He was an amazing switch stance surfer, you know, pulling the tube one way, come out another way so he could get deeper, so he said. Charging big ulus, big outside corner, big bombing. I had many fun sessions with him over the years. His spirit is a strong one. You know, he'll live on for sure out there. Cacho was a great father to his daughter Taina, who he loved with all his heart. And he always had incredible time for her, and he was so proud of her. She was his love in life, and he made that very clear. She was the apple in his eye. We'll all miss you, Cacho. Wherever you are, rest in paradise, bro. I hope you're getting epic waves. And you got a quiver of surfboards. All of them just lined up. Thanks, brother. I miss you. I love you. We'll look after Taina.